It's 2023 and I'm in the backyard of a party breaking down into tears, absolutely heartbroken at what I've just witnessed. Here's what happened. I just walked into the party and I saw these two girls, Lucy and Laura, and I've gone up to them and said hi. Now, Lucy I was cool with, I liked Lucy, but Laura, well, I really liked Laura. I was like, hey, they were like, hey. I was like, where do you park, guys? And they were like, oh, just over here. We had this whole conversation about parked cars and I left it feeling, oh, this is good. That was a good conversation. I know it was about parked cars, but it was actually, trust me, it was somehow pretty good. And the last time I'd had this much similarity and this level of conversation with a woman had been in grade 11 with my first kiss. This was probably going to be the last party of the year that I was going to get invited to anyway. So this was my best chance I had. And so I went away and I talked to some other people, and then maybe half an hour later, I'm sitting by the fire and I'm sitting here. There's about two people here. And then there's Laura, who's sitting over there. And then there's this other guy sitting next to Laura. His name, we'll call him Max. And I can't help but notice that Max and Laura's chairs are very, very, very close together. And Max and Laura seem to be talking to each other, also very, very close together. But I don't read too deep into it at this stage because, you know, we're only half an hour into the party. Me and Laura have been talking plenty, so even if she does like Max a little bit, you know, maybe she still likes me as well. So I've still got a chance. And, you know, maybe Max and Laura are just good friends. So, you know, I give it a minute, and so I have a very brief conversation. I talk to Laura across from there, and then I go away. And now let's fast forward to about 11 p.m. Few hours into the party now. It's getting late, and there's no one by the fire anymore except for this weird figure I can't quite make out. And I'm standing over at the house, and I see this figure, and I'm like, oh, what is that? And you know, I've had a couple of drinks by this point, and so I decided to walk over, right? And as I get closer and closer, I see that this mysterious silhouette is not one figure, but two. And they're on top of each other. And so there's one figure here and one figure underneath. And I still can't quite make it out. And so I walk a little bit closer, I squint, and I see that these two figures, one of them, the one on top, is Laura. And the one underneath is Max. Laura is sitting on Max's lap. And that is when, you know, I just walk away. I turn back, but I've got this stinging feeling in my throat. It's a tennis ball in my throat, and you know, my shoulders just feel really heavy all of a sudden. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be at this party, but I can't leave. It's, you know, it's the party after prom night, after formal. I'm supposed to be happy. I'm supposed to be having fun. This is the last high school party I will go to. And so I try to smile, but inside, I'm just not happy. I'm just in pain. And my friend, my best friend, who I thought at the time, came up to me and he was like, hey, Ivan. And he's like, oh, because he saw, like from the reflection of the light, he saw that there were tears in my eyes. And he was like, oh no, Ivan, what's wrong? And that is whenever anyone asks me like, what is wrong? I just can't, I just break down. And so the tears started coming. I was like, oh, I'm not happy at this party. Like, I thought I was gonna get, I don't say who it was, but I thought I was gonna get this girl, but no, like, I'm just not any closer. I'm not making any progress at all. I just feel like maybe my standards are too high because this is just, it's just not working. And my friend says to me, no, your standards aren't too high. It's a good thing. Like, come on, it's okay. But it just doesn't make me feel better. And I just went home from that party feeling very, very sad. It was possibly the lowest point in my dating life. And the current Ivor, me right now, who has a girlfriend, I have so much to tell that past guy, that Ivor at the party who was crying. And this is what I would tell him. Past Ivor, you're wrong. You know when you said that you're not making progress? Well, actually that's not correct. You see, success when it comes to anything, but particularly relationships, is stepwise. So you can imagine it like you're a tiny little guy, like this tall, and there's a bunch of like platforms, right? and you've got to jump up to the next platform. So to jump up to the next platform, you know, you can't jump that high yet. And so you got to train, you got to do lots of jumps, you got to build up your leg muscles, and then you can jump up. And then there's an even bigger step after that, right? And so the progress, if you look at the outcome of getting up steps, it's like no progress for ages, and then finally you jump up to the next one, then no progress for ages, and then you jump up again, right? But in between steps, it feels like there is no progress. And it's the same with dating. If you go from being single to getting a girlfriend, that is a massive step. It occurs just completely out of nowhere. There's no gradual like thing, right? It's just one day you've never met them, and then the next day you meet them, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, you're on your way to getting a girlfriend. And so it feels like you're making no progress, but really, you're jumping higher every single jump. If you were to stop focusing on, oh, where is that step? Is this next jump gonna get me up there? If you were to focus on, oh wow, look at my legs, the muscles are getting so big. Wow, look, when I jump, oh my God, I'm so high above the ground now compared to what I used to be. When you focus on your actual skills, you notice the improvement. So for me in that party, my conversational skills were far superior to even just a few months before, but much less to many years ago. And so I was making progress. I was just still on that first step. I was jumping a lot higher, but I just wasn't quite jumping high enough to get to the next level. But the progress was linear. If in fact, the progress was exponential. There's just one extra thing with this step analogy, and that is that you can't actually see the step in front of you. And not only that, it's moving up and down. And so maybe you can jump high enough to get onto the step, but you don't know that because you can't see it. And on top of that, you might do a really good jump, but the steps moved a bit too high, and you need to catch it at its very lowest. And in dating, in anything really, there's a bit of luck involved. You know, it's a chance. It's not as soon as you have the skills to get in a relationship, you will not instantly get in a relationship. That's just not how it works. And so what do you have to do? You just have to keep jumping. And it could take quite a while. And there's not a lot that I've found that really helps with this. Obviously, knowing that, you know, you actually are making progress and all that, it does help a lot. But at the end of the day, I think that some things in life you just have to accept. Some things you can overcome, some things you can shift your mindset so that it goes away, and then some things you just have to accept. And I think this is one of those things. Acceptance takes a little bit of thinking, but it doesn't take too much thinking. When you're in a patch of grass and you're trying to work out if the grass really is greener on the other side, maybe it is. But every second you spend looking at the other grass is a second you're not eating the grass right under you. So of course, every now and then you have to check, like, do I actually have grass in front of me? Is there better grass over there? But it's not something that you should be thinking about all the time. There's a proper balance between eating the grass that you do have and looking at the grass over there. And that balance is often more towards eating the grass that you do have, because it's tempting to look over there. And so the tempting thing to do is not the right thing to do. And when it comes to dating, don't be constantly thinking about when this is going to happen. The balance, yes, you do need to think about it a little bit, but the balance should be much towards focusing on other areas of your life or focusing on your improvement rather than worrying about when this will happen. Remember, every second you spend looking at the grass over there is a second you're spending not eating the grass that is right in front of you. As I said, focus on your jumping muscles and making them bigger. Your jumping muscles are your conversational skills, your confidence, your kindness, your riz, all that stuff, right? If you can focus on that and improving that, there's no danger of overshooting. There's no danger of jumping too high and making it over the step, because then you'll just instantly be able to do the next step, right? And so the better a person you can be, the better your chances are. And so you don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know when you're going to get up that step. All you can do, if this is a priority for you, is to work on those things which you're lacking the most. And as for lowering your standards, there is a certain threshold below which a relationship is not worth it. Aristotle says some stuff like a good friendship, which is the same as any relationship, needs to have a few things. It needs to have pleasure. Like, it needs to be pleasurable to talk to the person. You need to have a certain level of similarity. And this just also kind of comes down to the pleasure thing. And then you also both need to be good people, to have a good friendship. And it's the same with relationships. If you were to lower your standards, you're lowering them below a threshold whereby, like, the people you meet are not going to be pleasurable to talk to. And that's why you have no romantic attraction to them. It's not really something you can control. And so when I was saying, like, oh, maybe I should lower my standards, if I were to lower my standards, I would not enjoy being around these people. And this is like not to say that they're somehow worse or anything like that. It's just we're not similar, right? And the main reason we feel like we should lower our standards is because, like, we're failing to attract the people who we're attracted to. And if you ask me, this is just that we lack conversational skills or confidence. And so it's hard to find, like, pleasure in talking to us. And so people might like who we are as a person, but we're just not pleasurable to talk to. And that is the only thing holding us back, is skills. Where we might be similar enough to other people. We might both like each other as people, but it's just that ability to really connect with them that is holding us back. And so that's why we like those people, because for us, they're pleasurable to talk to relative to, you know, someone else. But for them, they've got all these other options who they could talk to. And so that's just what's holding you back, is skills, pure skills. And personally, I have just improved my conversational skills and my confidence and my ability to be my true self. And that has allowed me to get a girlfriend right now. There's nothing wrong with me as a person, and it was going to happen. I just couldn't see where the step was, but I was always going to get to that step. And you will always get to that step as well. It's natural to worry about that stuff, but the more you can stop yourself worrying about it and just focus on the grass right in front of you instead of wondering if the grass is greener over there, the happier you will be. And the less you worry, the faster you will get to where you want to be. And I think now is the moment. When you've clicked on this video, you're probably not feeling the happiest. Maybe just after watching this, it's triggered some things. And so what I want you to do right now is just to write down some things that you would improve. And that's going to make you feel a lot better about yourself, because your standards are probably not too high. You are worthy of the people who you like. You just need to develop a couple more skills, and you are so, so close. You can do this. Just keep working, keep grinding. So I hope this helped. Have a great day.